Hi, dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcome to the Cricket Happenings show with your host Ram. Well, as far as this Cricket Happenings show is concerned, it is definitely going to focus on the fifth one-day international, which was being played between England and Sri Lanka, but it had its fair share, in the sense it had a big share of controversy when probably for the one could say probably for the second time in one-day internationals that a player was. I mean, this is something very rare for people who understand cricket. Well, definitely they would know about it, but this is the reason I'm talking about it, because that was the prime focus yesterday. Even though Sri Lanka won the series with in a very nice manner by actually 6 wickets at Edgbaston, Birmingham, to take the series 3-2. What a series we had! But as I said, the culmination of this one-day international series saw something which is an extreme rarity as far as cricket is concerned, and that was something. Have you heard about this? A player being mankaded. Mankaded is a sort of a dismissal where the bowler starts his run up and he's about to bowl, but he sees that the non-striker is out of the crease, and he picks up the bails and he's given out. Now this is something, the reason. First, I'm going to talk about this particular aspect, because this aspect has really caught a lot of fire. Now what happened exactly at Edgbaston in Birmingham is that in this particular one-day international match, the fifth one-day international match, Sachitra Senanayake, who already is under tremendous pressure as he has been told to do some biometric testing for his probably there is a feeling that Sachitra Senanayake is getting too much of turn, and they want to see whether it is a legitimate delivery. So he's already under pressure, and he was the man who under pressure created, I mean, a sort of a, not a controversy I would say, but definitely a matter of great discussions which is being studied by all the cricket experts, and everybody are coming up with their views, and I will also give you my views at the end of this. Now what happened was that Sachitra Senanayake on his run up saw that Josh Butler was the man who was before he could actually bowl. You're not only when the bowler actually has completed the action, that is the time the non-striker can leave the crease and go for the run. He's not supposed to leave the crease. Now this happened twice, where Sachitra Senanayake twice actually warned Josh Butler that he is not supposed to leave the crease, and if he's doing so, it would be, he will be mankaded, in the sense Sachitra Senanayake would take off the bails and he would be out. Now Butler did it twice, and not only after doing it twice, at a very crucial stage of the game, according to me, when England were, probably that was the death overs which were happening. It was the 44th over. The score was standing at 199 for 6 when Josh Butler was the crease, and he was not out on 21 of 24 balls with 1-4, and that was the time this particular incident happened, where Sachitra Senanayake's patience was tested. The third time, well, he didn't leave Butler. What he did is, on the action, while he was trying to bowl, he saw that Butler was out of the crease going to go for a run, but this time he had absolutely no sympathies, in the sense he didn't have any room for Josh Butler. He whipped off the bails, and after that, once he whipped off the bails, not that the umpire actually gives him out. It was referred to the captain, Sri Lankan captain Angelo Matthews, and Angelo Matthews also this time agreed with it, and he said that yes, he will agree with what Sachitra Senanayake did, and up went the umpire's finger, and this was another case of a player, as I said, it's an extremely rare dismissal, and that is known as mankaded, mankaded, and he was mankaded. That is how the mankaded dismissal takes place. And Josh Butler at a very crucial stage of the game for England. England already was struggling in this particular match, and probably if Josh Butler would have been there, the total of 219 all out would have probably swelled to probably 250, and they could have probably given Sri Lanka not a, I wouldn't say pretty hard time, but at least they could have stretched the Sri Lankan innings further. But well, it all happened, and then, as I said, it became. Now this is something which has happened in a game between India and South Africa. It was way back in 1992 when Gary Kirsten's brother Peter Kirsten was mankaded by none other than the great Indian speedster Kapil Dev. So that is one thing which comes to mind. And what one mankaded that I really remember through my cricket watching days on television is that there was a particular one-day international which was being played. I wouldn't remember if it is the World Cup or what. It was actually Courtney Walsh was the bowler. I think it was Abdul Qadir who was at the non-strikers end, the Pakistani batsman, and Courtney Walsh was about to bowl, and it was a situation where West Indies were actually losing. But look at the sportsmanship of Courtney Walsh, one of the wonderful pace bowlers of yesteryear from West Indies. He actually could have actually removed the bails. It was a very crucial situation, but being a very good sportsman, Courtney Walsh of West Indies, what he did is just played around. If he had actually taken out the bails, probably the context of the match would have been different, and their decision might have been turning West Indies' way. But such a sportsman Courtney Walsh was, in the real spirit of the game, he actually warned Abdul Qadir, and he just played around by taking the ball and shaving it off the bails, but not taking off the bails. I do remember that particular incident, but I'm not sure whether it was Abdul Qadir or it was Salim Yusuf, the wicketkeeper, but definitely he made it known to the player. So that is one thing which came close to being mankaded, but not being mankaded. But yesterday, well, this was the second dismissal as far as international cricket was concerned, where a player was mankaded. Now, that created a lot of controversy because the England players felt hard done by, and it seems only when Angelo Matthews was actually batting at the crease when the Sri Lankan innings came, the England players along with Butler were really riled up on that, and they were really using some choice words to just just tell them that tell the Sri Lankan team that they were not happy with that dismissal. That was not in the spirit of the game. But well, there is a dismissal called mankaded, and that's what precisely happened. Well, so that is as far as this dismissal is concerned. Now let's have a look at the match. So the match I'm going to cover in very brief because, as I said, the whole topic centered around this. Now, for me, after giving 2 times warning, the third time you take out the bails and the umpire agrees and the Sri Lankan captain agreed, well, I don't see anything wrong with it, because if you're not warned, I mean, if you have taken it on the first attempt or the second attempt, one could have really agreed, but third attempt, he has been giving him 3 chances, and still Josh Butler didn't learn his lessons, and that is something I definitely agree with what Sri Lanka did. Sorry, England, but I thought this dismissal was expected, and this was one mankaded which was being done. So Josh Butler was mankaded for 21 yesterday. They call it run out, but the real name of the dismissal is mankaded. Well, so probably many of the people who would be not knowing about this dismissal, what this really means, well, you would have definitely known by now what is known by a dismissal such as mankaded in international cricket. Well, as far as the England innings goes, it was Sri Lanka who actually won. England won the toss, and they elected to bat on this pitch. And let me tell you, the England innings never got going. They really struggled. The pitch was not easy to bat on. It was clearly seen with the England innings 219 all out. But probably if Josh Butler would have been there, this total would have swelled to probably 250. Now, as far as so that was a very crucial part of the game, and as you know, this was the 5th one-day international. It was so crucial, so Josh Butler should have realized probably that he should not have been attempting the 3rd time, and that's what proved a fallible thing for England, unfortunately. For England, Alistair Cook, well, he dug his way out, and they gave a good start to the England innings, raising 76 in 15 overs. 56 contribution for Alistair Cook of 85 balls with 3 fours. Ian Bell contributing 37 of 42 balls with 3 fours. Cotton ball by Mendes. Balance made 10. After that, Joe Root was out for 10. Morgan could contribute only 17 of 27 balls with 1 6. Ravi Bopara making 17. As I said, Josh Butler I already spoken about a lot because he has been the centerpiece as far as this cricket happening show is concerned. And the mankaded dismissal is the one which has really hit the headlines. Butler run out for 21 of 24 balls, 1-4. Chris Jordan run out for 30. In fact, Chris Jordan played a good knock, I thought, 30 of 42 balls, and that was what precisely enabled this England team, even though they kept on losing wickets at regular intervals, to score, to be all out for 219 in the 49th over. Treadwell was out for a duck, Anderson out for a 5, Gurney was not out or not. Let's have a look at the bowling figures as far as the Sri Lankan bowling is concerned. As far as the Sri Lankan bowling is concerned, Kuleshekara 5 overs for 22, Malinga 9.1 overs, no more than 50 runs on 3 wickets. Senanayake, as usual, doing his job, and definitely another Senanayake and Butler were the centerpieces of yesterday's match, with that controversy raging. 10 overs, no more than 1 for 36 for Sachitra Senanayake. Mendes 9 overs, 2 for 50, Dilshan 5 overs for 17, Priyanjan 4 overs, 1 for 18, Angelo Matthews 6 overs, no maiden, 1 for 23. Now let's have a look at the Sri Lankan innings. Sri Lanka didn't have a good start. They lost some pretty early wickets, with Dilshan being the first to be dismissed, even though they had a good start, I thought. Considering 219, they needed only 4.54, but the way Dilshan and Pereira were going, they were going hell for leather, because they had actually raised almost 7-8 runs per over. They were getting at double the rate of what the required run rate was when they opened, and they really took full toll of the power play overs, with Dilshan slamming 28 of 23 balls with 5 fours, Kushal Pereira making 19 of 29 balls with 2 fours, and both were victims. After that, Sangakkara was out cheaply, dismissed for 2 of the bowling of Treadwell, and then that was the time they were looking, when 62 for 3, they were looking in some sort of strife. But that strife was soon eliminated, with Laido Thirumanni playing some, in sense, Laido Thirumanni and Jayawardene realizing that was not a tall total to chase. As I said, the pitch was not so easy to bat on, so they definitely needed to really knuckle down, and that's what they precisely did. Jayawardene and Thirumanni slowly knuckled down to the demands of the game, and slowly started climbing their way towards the English total, and they did it in a very nice manner by realizing a 98-run partnership for the 4th wicket, which is what paved the way for this victory, with Jayawardene contributing 53 of 90 balls with 4 fours. Thirumanni was there till the end, and Angelo Matthews, the skipper, joined them, and well, he definitely looked very eager to make runs. And Angelo Matthews, as I said, he was under lots of pressure because of his decision to actually agree with Sachitra Senanayake to get Josh Butler out, who was mankaded. And what Angelo Matthews did is that, in the company of Laido Thirumanni, he played some attractive strokes, and he was not really, he was booed by the crowd. He was really, as I said, a lot of words were spoken. The English players were really going in front of him and speaking to him, but Matthews, as cool as a cucumber, really warded off that pressure by playing some attractive strokes, and take Sri Lanka to a series win over England by winning the 5th One-Day International by 6 wickets, with Angelo Matthews' contribution unbeaten 42 of 34 balls with 6 fours. Thirumanni played a good hand, unbeaten on 60 of 101 balls, 2 fours and 1 6, and Sri Lanka had won this 5th One-Day International to win the One-Day International series against England 3-2. Now the focus shifts on to the test matches. Let's have a look at the English bowling here. Anderson 10 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 33. Picture of economy. Gurney 10 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 46. Jordan was costly, 8 overs, 55 runs on 1 wicket. Treadwell bowled his quota superbly, and one has seen that Treadwell has been, he has not been pretty consistent before, but in this particular series, one would like to say that James Treadwell, the random off spinner, has really showed how consistent and how economical he can be by bowling 10 overs, 2 maidens, 30 runs on 2 wickets. Joe Root bowled 6 overs for 25. Ravi Bopara 4.2 overs, no maiden, none for 27. The player of the match went to Laido Thirumanni for his very sedate innings of 60, and then the player of the series went to Lasith Malinga of Sri Lanka. Now, so that's over. So now, as I said, the focus would be shifting on to the test matches, would be the next one which is coming up. And other than that, some news which I'll be talking about is the West Indies squad has been announced for the first test, which is going to be played between West Indies and New Zealand, which is going to be starting at Kingston in Jamaica on 8th of June. And what West Indies have done is that they have recalled some players who were not at all in favour, in the sense they were out due to injury. That was, one is Jerome Taylor, the pace bowler, Kemar Rose, the strike bowler, who was not there for quite a long time. So both of them are back in the mix of things, and they have also included Suleiman Ben, as Sunil Narine is not going to be playing. So West Indies squad, as far as the first test is concerned, Dinesh Ramadhan is the new captain of the West Indies squad. Suleiman Ben has made a comeback to West Indies cricket. The left-hander is also a good batsman too. Craig Brathwaite, Darren Bravo, Shivnarayan Chandrapal, Kirk Edwards, Shannon Gabriel, Chris Gale, Kieron Powell, Kemar Roche, Marlon Samuel, Shane Shillingford, and Jerome Taylor. That's the composition as far as the West Indies team is concerned. So West Indies have definitely recalled the pace bowlers after their injury problems, and that is very, very refreshing to see. And as I said, New Zealand and West Indies will play the first test at Kingston in Jamaica. Now, as far as other cricket news is concerned, well, I can only say that that Misbah-ul Haq, the Pakistan captain, has said that the Pakistan Cricket Board has to groom a lot of youngsters as the future captains of the Pakistan cricket team, and he has mentioned two players in that Azhar Ali, and one of the technically perfect batsmen from Pakistan, and also Umar Akmal, another talented batsman, have some very good head on their shoulders, and they should be the ones who should be captaining the teams in the future. Now, as far as other news is concerned, as you know, Australia have predominantly struggled on Indian pitches, as normally all the teams that come to India, they normally struggle because the pitches are normally doctored for assisting spin, and they have seen that it has happened to them in other subcontinent pitches as well. So when Australia are going to tour India, they have said that they would like to bring some Australian soil. That is pretty interesting. They want to bring their own Indian soil over there to see to it that they want to really practice on those pitches. They want to bring the Indian soil onto their pitches and then play and try to see whether they can really adjust to the pitches, so that when they go to subcontinental conditions and subcontinental pitches, they are able to very quickly adjust towards the needs of the game, and they don't suffer something humiliating that normally happens when they come to subcontinents where it is pretty difficult to deal with the spinners, as you know. Now, well, dear friends of subscribers, I don't have much time to really dwell on today, as time is a real constraint, and as you know, this is a cricket show which I do it for my passion. Once again, you guys have been tremendous. Thanks for your tremendous cooperation and contribution to the cricket show as ever. As usual, your host Ram would like to end the show for now, but promising you that my Cricket Happening show will be up tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye from here. Thank you.